Van and Melonin, and well met indeed. I'm Arach here, Galadurthan. Welcome back to the High Elves as we continue on in our victorious campaign, and just try to right the wrongs of the world, really, I suppose, is what we're up to. As Wolfson suggested in the comments, if you saw his comment, something I am going to do is thus. I've laid it out. The end of our campaign will follow thusly. We shall take Dunlorak and defeat Dunland by also taking Dunyard. We'll take those two provinces. I'm not too concerned with Enedwythe. We can wipe them away in a heartbeat if we want to. We will, of course, reclaim Mithlond. So we've got destroy Dunland, reclaim Mithlond, and then the final episode, which I will skip most of the movement and probably most of the rallying part out of. We will create an army. We will then take that army on the long, long voyage south and do to Umbar what they have done to us, but tenfold. We shall attack Umbar itself with the mightiest army that the elves can muster, and we'll teach them why they should not have attacked us. As many of you have said, the Aradanaim warning message did pop up, and I skipped through it because I was talking about, someone said the Balrog at that point. So there is a warning message, and it's a few turns before. But anyway, what we are up to now is ending the turn, because Dunlorak is going to rise up. They are going to attack us, because if they do not attack us, they have lost Dunlorak without a fight, and they'll have a single province left with two full banner armies that will not hope to hold off Imladris. The might of Imladris. What I will do after the High Elves conclude is once again, I'll probably throw it open to a vote. First past the post, rather, unfortunately. Although I don't like to do just one vote. So what I would do is a vote with all of the many factions that we could play as. And of course I will omit ones I don't want to play as and ones we've recently played as and things like that. And the top two victors will then go into a second round so that all of those who didn't vote for one of the top two gets an opportunity to have a say in the one that actually then wins. But now we come to it at last. We finally get to see the Noldor forces and the Elderinwe on the field in their splendour as Daruin finally attacks us. The trashy hordes of Dunland, because we've crushed them before they ever got a chance to create anything good. And Huntmaster Cosgrag, who is at the moment the faction heir, but he's got two units of wolf units of Dunland's finest. That means the faction heir is in Dunyard, which unfortunately means Dunland won't die with the victory we're about to have here. And there we are.
Evil must not be allowed to triumph this day.
Evil must not be allowed to triumph this day. So we shall fight and defeat Dunland here, and then mop up their last town, and then someone's got to go over to Mithlond and take that back, and it's likely going to have to be Elrond. But what I'm almost certainly going to do, because I will either cut out all of the ship movement of me going south to Umbar, so what I almost certainly will probably do is actually just teleport my army there, because you won't see me moving the troops in the boats, and I don't want to have to sit here for 20 minutes ending turn whilst I move the army south, so I'll probably just teleport them there, and the campaign will end on a glorious victory at Umbar itself. Now, we're not worried about the reinforcing army. They were pretty pathetic. Daruin is the only force to worry about here. We have a wonderful hill, and we shall set up a line. Make sure they're not running away. Oh, we don't actually have very many archers. But the archers that we do have are absolutely amazing. No, tell you what, line those four up first. Nice line there. You go out on the edge. We must stand as one. You go out on the edge over there. I should have grouped you together. That was folly. Because now I'm going to group you. You're going to change positions when I do that. And then it's going to throw everything out. It's just a nightmare, isn't it? It's just like watching an amateur play. Which it is, because I am. Right, forming the main line then. Elderinwe Tierno. Don't worry, we will go along the line and have a look at everyone once the army is actually set up. Oh, there's only 3 of you. No, we need more than that. Take the smiths as well in the main line and the axemen. We want the swordmasters to flank along with the veterans. So we'll take the Lindar Guard as well. I'll tell you what as well, might as well take the other smith unit. And just form a nice solid line. The default, the best, the way. Command your swordmasters to come out on the flank there and take the Roquen with you. If we move over to the other side, where we'll have the veterans and the other cavalry. We'll send the horse archers that way then. Horse archers. I'm hoping we'll play as a faction that don't really have horse archers. As a unit I still don't really like.
Brought up more men.
So, let's look at us in our splendour then. Standing on the edge, holding out on the flank, Aregian Smiths. Led, as they are, ably by Dawn and Austin, who stands there. He is also an Aregian Smith, actually, because it's thematic. Lindar Guards, we've seen those before, but there they are. Elven Defenders looking absolutely glorious, but nothing compared to the beauty of the Sindar Axemen in their absolutely insanely high quality models and textures for this, how old this game is. I would say screenshot this image and then go back to Medieval 2 and play with literally any unit, and the difference is astounding. There's more Aregian Smiths. Standing next to them are the Sindar Spearmen. They are simple spearmen. Noldor Defenders, there we are. The Noldor are your available everywhere elites, or they're only available where Noldor come from. And they, of course, have the design and the theme of the Hobbit movies. And then finally on the end, the pikes of the First Age, Second Age, Third Age, survivors of the Last Alliance, and the finest warriors e'er that walk the earth. Eldarinwe Tierno. Simply means Eldarinwe Guards, basically. Mounted Warband, I hear you cry. I see your mounted warband, and I raise you my own cavalry. Charge and charge. Right, what's happening on the other side? We're about to be charged. But they didn't count on the Roquen, who are hidden in the trees. We are going to get flanked, but we'll flank them before they flank us. Poorly is what we've done. We flanked them very poorly. Most of the army hasn't even charged in. That's just diabolical.
The battle is very
Right, let's give it a pause because the AI has just... This is one of the things that does annoy me, and I would really actually quite like to change, is that the AI is so focused on flanking you that they completely ruin their own formation and open themselves up to be absolutely massacred. Because at first glance you're thinking, but they've got the drop on you, they're going to flank you, they're going to do so well. And then you realise they've left a gaping hole down the middle. They've broken up their units into small little groups. Like there's a group out on the edge, there's a group there, there's a group in the middle which is one guy, there's a group there, and then of course there's a group over here. And so each and every one of them is then totally susceptible to being flanked itself. And it just means the AI gets massacred. To be blunt. So the Tierno are going to go into them, they're going to go into them, they're going to go into them, you guys cut over there, you cut over there. You hit those pikemen, you'll have no trouble with them. We're sending our spears against the chieftain's bodyguard. No, we're not. Tell you what, the archers will deal with the bodyguard. Noldor defenders. No, there we are. You guys won't go for that. Right, pikes. You've let your quarry go. Can't say I approve, but oh well. We're not focusing on the reinforcements who've arrived. Roquen are up against Eisenmach. That's not actually the best matchup. They just look like Noldor units, but with a sword and a shield. On a horse. We should give them a golden horse, really, actually. We should make that horse's armour golden, which is easily done. Swordmaster surviving on the edges, no trouble. Get the Roquen to come and support, so that we don't get hit completely in the back. Likewise, if you
Only
can come
half
hit a
the enemy
chieftain's
force
bodyguard.
remains.
How are we doing over here? Their armies have met our army, and our army decimates their own. Dawn and Austin leading with... I don't think he's lost a single man yet. They will pay this day. Mounted warband, charging in, point blank. Stand your ground, Lindar Bowman! They've turned their back on them, they're that uninterested. Chieftain's bodyguard were hit. Oh, they're both in there. Is that one of ours? Yes. Rockwen charging those raiders. Where's their general, though?
The enemy are badly bloodied.
He's in here somewhere,
They have
isn't
lost
he?
half their men.
Oh, no, there he is. Up against the Noldor defenders. Where are the Noldor veterans? They look cooler. There they are. Giant two-handed swords. They're up against Dunlending raiders. And the TNO moving into support. The TNO seem to be caught in a little bit of a no man's land, really. They're not really doing anything, but they look damned good with those long pikes. New meets old. Gold meets red. Silver, really. Ah, they've chosen the Noldor archers. Move the cavalry over there. Move those cavalry there. Let's speed it up. While we wait for them all to move. Right, you guys have all finished what you were doing. Pull in on these. You guys have finished what you were doing. Go and hit those beast slayers. Those horsemen. Guardians of Dunland. They have a unit of Guardians of Dunland. It's the closest to Isengard we're going to see. Oh, I did say I was going to take Isengard, didn't I? That was one thing I was going to do. I think we still can. We've got enough troops and enough recruitment centres to build 2 armies. So we'll take Dunyard, and then this army will go on and take Isengard. And then I will build the final army. So it obviously won't be in today's episode. I should imagine then that there's probably 2 more episodes of the High Elves left. This one's over. We just need the generals to die. This is what happens when you don't kill the generals early. The Beast Slayers didn't run away, and now they're caught.
The enemy general lies dead.
And as news will filter out amongst the rabble that their general has passed. Was it to ruin? Yes, it was. That means
Behold,
the fellow over here
our
must still be
cowardly foe
alive.
runs. It's time to press the attack.
The pikes are still fighting on though, and foolishly we've got the cavalry up against them. There's a general in here somewhere. Unless he's moved over with the pikes. Oh, there he is. And he stands alone. Alright, let's make it a bit more cinematic. As a one-on-one duel takes place between this Noldor archer and the captain of the enemy himself. And then the horses come out of nowhere. Absolutely bowl him over, but he doesn't die. And he kills the elf. One of our Noldor has gone down. But the Rockwen surround him. Their focus entirely on him, except for this guy and this guy and many of the guys over here. Kick him in the chest or something. Just do anything. As soon as he dies, these pikes on my left will go. Ah, and down he goes.
Without him, his troops will lose their will to behold.
And the 10 remaining pikes.
This is a
We lost
clear
192 and we killed over 2,000. It's the problem though when you have armies that are this good. My desire to spare troops or to keep troops alive just totally goes out the window because I know now, A, we've won the campaign anyway, so what does it matter? And B, even if we hadn't won the campaign, this army could easily beat Dunland, even if I just put them in a line, including the archers, and just had them stand still and let the enemy come at us. We would still beat them. We are that much better than them. I don't need to be actually playing for that army to win. What I am now out on, what keeps me going in this campaign and why I'm enjoying it so much, is because now we have the great chance to exact vengeance on the Aradanaim. Nothing keeps you going like the desire to kill women and children in their homes for what they've done to us. Dunland does dwindle. Dunland's got a Wolf's Hall, which I can't destroy, annoyingly. Military camp does nothing for us. Boom, get rid of that. Although we don't really need to, actually, because... Oh, we can retrain somehow. Oh, it's the sword, isn't it? They're retraining their swords. I will take an artist studio. We'll drop the tax rate. And I'm not too bothered about you having extra weapon damage. You're a Regian Smiths. You're an absolutely insane unit. We shall leave behind one unit of... I want to leave the Swordmasters, really. No, I tell you the unit I hate the most is the Emmanuel Rangers. So we'll leave those behind. And it doesn't hate us too much. We are going to lose Bile. We'll lose everything down here that we don't actually put a garrison in, because Zen and White don't really have any enemies anymore except for us. Which is why they attacked us, actually, now thinking about it. Billy Big Bollocks over here, they decided they'd just go for it. High Lord Elrond has become the conqueror of Dunlarak. He has become fearless. Nendir, his retinue has a flask of Miraver. And Limdur now has Airgloss. What? What? Sorry. Where on earth did you get Gilgalad's spear from? In the mountains of Buzz-Radum, no less. How did you just come across that? I bet it's because Círdan had it, and now Círdan's dead. It goes to an elf, just anywhere. Oh, look at that. Not having sight range is so frustrating.
Follow me.
We need to know what they're going to do. We need to know if they're going to come for us.
Scout the area.
It's disappointing we can't train a single thing here. Why can't we train anything here, actually? Oh, no. And you know actually what just happens now? The reason we can't train anything? Because we're playing as the High Elves. And when Mithlond goes, you lose the ability to train all of Mithlond's forces. Yes, that is why. So it's going to have to be a sole Noldor army that reclaims Mithlond. But as you can see, it is mustering. 3 small Sindar units return to reclaim their homeland. I would like a slightly better general to lead it. So, Dornan Austin the Smith, you're going to be given your own charge.
We must give up the road.
You're going to be the Mithlond Reclamation Army.
Follow me.
Assail them. We protect the Elven land.
69 soldiers lost. I should have thought that myself.
We must defend these lands.
That was an awful loss, really.
We must give up the road.
We plough on. The army in Imladris isn't actually too far away from being complete, and I probably will teleport that army as well to Mithlond, because we've already won the game. So now it's just about seeing the big set-piece battles, really. The campaign doesn't matter anymore. So I will do a faction vote, as I say. Various factions will be in it, some good, some evil. It won't just be good factions. But we will do a vote. Many people said I should do the Ar-Adonai because their roster has changed in its design. But I did only play them recently. Ideally, what I would like to happen is, of course... Oh, actually, I plan to do that next week. But then we're in the same area that we were with them. Ideally, the Dwarves of Ered Luin would be a good shout. But then we'd be in this exact same location again, up here in the north. Ah, the Dunlendings have risen. The men of Dunland have known uncounted hardship. Forced from their homes by the Rohirrim, their very existence as a people now stands upon the edge of a knife. A bellicose and resilient folk, the Dunlendings have refused to give in quietly to their demise, and have formed into a mighty host of many warriors and clansmen. Soon, their enemies will know that the axe of Dunland still has its bite. To battle, to glory, to the death. That is a good and well-written piece. Kudos to whoever wrote that. And I can tell you before you all jump down my throat, it was not me.
Like the wind.
Scatter them.
Now, the men of Dunland may have risen to save what little is left of their homeland, but they only have one province, and they will need to act swiftly if they wish to save it. Right, Dawn and Orson, don't go past Dunlarak. Do we have a diplomat, actually?
My lord.
Yes, you there. Come over here. What's his name? Meldariondwe. If you are unfamiliar with my channel, you'll be galled to know that I always cheat move my diplomats. Because it is in the very next Total War game that came out. They did away with diplomats altogether, and it's something you just don't need anymore. And I always just find it really a hindering and annoying bug.
Yes, my lord.
Bug's not the word. Feature. It's a horrible feature that you have
My
to have a
lord.
diplomat.
We shall listen to your proposal, but do not expect much.
I'll happily give you Dunlarak. I have absolutely no desire to hold it. Actually, I don't really want to give Dunlarak. I'd rather you take Bile, whatever it's called. Give region, there we are. Can I give you that even though you're sieging it? Yes, I can. That's generous. And they've accepted.
How could we refuse? An honor and a pleasure.
Yes, my lord.
Lindar Mariners, you make your way to Dunlarak.
Form up.
Your orders.
Clans of Eddard Wythe, then. Where are you? Your enemies are Gondor and still Dunland. Like, you have no reason to dislike me. And I'm not allied with Gondor, so why don't we form an alliance, you and I? Let's try and do that on the next turn. I'll give them Dunlarak if they accept an alliance, and then that's Enedwythe taken care of. Oh, yes, of course, I forgot about all the generals and peoples in here. Some of you can definitely go. Oh, we've got 7 Mithlon nobles. They'd love to go home, I'm sure. Right, so only the units that can actually be retrained, though, which is hardly any of you.
Yes, my lord.
Come, my brothers.
We've got 4 generals sitting in there doing nothing. So this is going to be a 3-general army now. That's a bit too much, really. But there's no point having you sitting around here doing sod all, as I say.
Follow me.
So we'll send 2 of you south.
Come, my
Although,
brothers.
isn't Nendir? You're part of the actual family tree, aren't you? Nendir. Yes, you are the blood son of Elrahir. Is Elrahir in the south?
Follow me.
No, it's Lord Elladan. So yeah, go with your uncle.
Sire.
Take Celian because he looks cooler than the other one.
Scout the area.
Go down there, and then you guys, I don't really know what to do, to be honest. There's no point you sitting in Byrig, so leave those behind.
Onward.
Oh, even with a low tax rate, it doesn't like that at all, does it? It does not like that at all.
Come, my brothers.
For the light.
I send those back when we can.
Swiftly.
Alright, and then the turn.
Set up an ambush.
We must make peace with Enedwythe. I can't be doing with having backstabbing, traitorous wildman scum in between our 2 heartlands. We've got basically no provinces and we've won the game. But then do remember this is only a short campaign. In the long campaign, you have to defeat Mordor. And the reason you don't have to have very many regions is on purpose. You are the High Elves. Total domination is far from your thoughts. You are remaining in Middle-earth for a single purpose, to defeat Sauron once and for all, or in a shorter campaign, to defeat Saruman once and for all. Once you have completed that, it doesn't matter how much land you have. You're not here to rule over the lesser folk. You're here to save them and bugger off home. So that is what we are hoping to do. Imnadraspet Namra, Zakala got a Noldor Guard Hall, which is brilliant because we need more troops, so you can chuck more in. We'll take the 2nd tier as well. Getting ready to build our army. Osnethil got the gallery. We don't even own Bruinost. We could take that if we want, but there's no real reason. Osnethil is getting a Noldor Guard Hall, but we won't be able to use it because the elven population here is small.
Yes, my lord. What is it you wish to discuss?
Oh,
I accept
yes!
this wonderful. The pleasure was all ours.
Boom, we didn't have to
Farewell.
sell Dunlarak. I wondered why they attacked us, to be honest. We have so much going for us as a union. Oh, that's where Dunlan's army comes in.
You, my enemy.
Follow me.
We're going in then, everyone. It's going to go down now.
Scout the area.
We shall take Dunyard with our 2 battering rams. I've probably not got enough battering
For
rams.
the light.
Come on.
Elves.
We must move now.
Over here, elves.
It is in our
Follow
interest.
me. Take it for the elves.
2 battering rams. Chieftain Frecker, there he is. And it's Frecker. He actually is he's the heir at the very start of the game, which is why he's got Eisenmack Axeman as a bodyguard. So that'll be interesting. There's 2 Beast Slayers. They're going to have some archers to fire back at us, but that's not many. And there's a lot of cavalry for a city battle. And Huntmaster Fjongen resides within. We'll smash down these walls. And we'll take the fight to them. Now, we can only get through the gate, though, so it's going to be a bit of a cluster gathering. And we shall give it all we have. Now, something else that I am going to do with Warhammer 2, unrelated, but just while we're waiting, is I am going to, this week, bring you the start of a Réponse de Lyonnaise. Lyonnaise, sorry, as someone corrected me. Campaign, and then I'm going to play each of them, the Dowie and the Jeanne d'Arc. I'm going to play both of them to episode 5, so we'll be 2.5 hours in, and then we shall decide which one will continue at that point, which one is more enjoyable, which one is better. Because I don't want to do 2 different Warhammer campaigns, but I'm eager to see what Bretonnia is like, and I think that's a good compromise to find out which faction I'd like to play as the most. So that is what I'm going to do with that. So the Dwarves will continue for 3 more episodes minimum, and if it's voted as the better one, then indefinitely, until it's won. But I am going to continue with Warhammer on the channel, for those who dislike it, I'm afraid to say, because I thoroughly enjoy it, and I do like to have just something else on the channel. And I feel like playing Warhammer 2 improves my battle ability for DaC. So I like to play it. You'll note that this is the Wildman town, and towers are not in existence. They also haven't actually upgraded because there is a tier above this. But Dunyard is not their capital, is it? Dunlarack is. That's why this is not a good town. The town above this has towers, but this one does not. Our vast archer horde. The enemy has even taken the bizarre decision to not start on top of the hill, which is only going to stand them in awful, awful stead. Everyone else, just come and stand in a line. Let's speed her up. Archers, you may fire at will. Your targets are sighted. They are moving to the top of the hill. Bring them down. Oh, looks like they're going to come and open the gates. Yes, they are. That's a really, really, really foolish move, AI. That's a really foolish move. Shield wall deploy. We only get 2. Send the pikes in behind. Pikes in front. Archers behind. Speed her up. Blimey, they move quickly when you tell them to run, don't they?
We will smash the enemy.
Right, it's time. You may well give your lives, but your cause will be just, and it'll be worth it when we stand in the courtyard of Dunland. Everyone else get ready. We're pushing in. Come on. Go, 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 go. Everyone else, in we go. The whole army, please. Send the lot.
Soldiers have proved their worth today. The enemy's walls belong to us now.
We've broken through. We have broken through. Now you may stop what you're doing. Come out of shield wall. Come out of shield wall. No one's on defense. Nope. No defense, please. There we are. Turn that off. Go into team 1. Stop what you're doing and just fight things. Kill. Maim. Slay. Hew. Have at them. Move those up. The cavalry is staying out of this, of course. We have one target, really, and it is this fellow up here. No, he hasn't gone into the town centre yet. There he is. And there he is. With the big beard. A great big bushy beard as he climbs the hill. Freka. Freka must die. And then, actually, truthfully, so must Fiongen, because they both need to die for the family tree to be wiped out. But our army presses and takes the gate. Now, we will take losses, because this is... Even though the AI manages to do this almost every time, very successfully, when we use all of our force to push in, we take great losses. And the AI doesn't. They just take it in their stride. Oh, no, our archers are... It doesn't like this game either very much, does it? It's all lagging loads. Right, let's pull you all over here instead so that we can fire right up into that town square. We're all in now. We've completely taken the gate. So we want to try and get some of the better units out and away. There we are. Right, 94 of you. Where are the... Where did the general go? Eisenmach Axeman, there they are. Ah, no, tell you what, those pikes. Target those pikes, please. Ah, no. Pull away, you two. Just get out of everyone else's way. Are our swordmasters around the flank yet? They're going there. Drop down the hill. Defenders climb up we go. The Beast Slayers have stayed away from our archer units, but it's not going to help them. There we are. Wolf Swordsman versus Noldor Veterans. They are right to flee. Oh, they've just missed each other. Oh, that was a right across the shoulder. Oh, no, his other shoulder's gone down too. And not again. Wounded in the same place twice. How is he even blocking? How does he have use of his arms? Ah, no, of course. His oddly designed pauldrons have deflected the blow. The Dunlending shields. He takes a block. And another It's excellent craftsmanship. Craftsmanship, terrible word. Excellent control from the Dunlending. He changes targets. He blocks again. He blocks again, but his shield is broken. He manages to prod back at the elf, and support comes. An axe-wielding warrior joins the fray. The elf is overcome now. 2 against 1. How will he measure up? The Dunlendings are just throwing blows left and right. He is totally overcome. He doesn't have a shield to block with. He's stunned. These hits must be breaking through his armor now. There's now 3 of them against him. He blocks deftly. He blocks again. He stumbles to the side. But the Dunlendings, the Noldor, are breaking through. But these 3 in the middle continue their fight as the Noldor gets knocked around. Oh, but he changes focus to the wrong elf and he gets sideswiped from behind, and then that gives him a window to come in and crush the original. What word do I mean? The original combatant. That's what I'm after. Oh, in all the confusion, I've let our army just go unnoticed. Right, the best of you. You're climbing the hill. Up we go. There is a task that must be done. Sindar and Lindar, you're going to go round the city, but avoid the beast slayers. If everyone walks, catch your breath. The Amanyar swordmasters will keep the beast slayers busy. Pikes! Pikes down! There's some cavalry here for you. Get them flanking round. And the Eregian Smiths, how many defenders did we lose? About 20 or so. And now the solid line of high elven elites. How they have changed from the original Divide and Conquer. It's amazing to look at that army now. So different. Unrecognisable almost. Right, Sindar. Get yourselves over there. You're going to flank. I trust we're out of arrows. Yes. Elrond, in you come. Bring the Dunedain with you. This is the finest unit in the game. If this unit had a normal size, they would be absolutely unmatched. I don't think a single unit could take them on. In terms of the game's gameplay, though. I mean, even Gil-galad's company, the very finest, they would not be able to stop rampaging Mumakil. And Mumakil should very well be the best unit in the game. Possibly Sauron. There's an argument to suggest he should be the best. But even Sauron would have difficulty with Mumak. Right, we're claiming the top of the hill up here quite nicely. So we'll speed it up. The last few Dunlending... The Dunlendings will fight to the absolute death. Because not only are they watched over by a formidable general in Freka, he also happens to be the leader of their entire nation. Not only that, but his replacement stands on this field as well. That they've come to us. Yeah, we'll gladly oblige.
The battle is very much in our favour. Victory will be ours.
Send in the fresh and unmatched Elrond. Yes, our elves are behind already. You go for the clan spearman. You flirt around the side, hit the chieftain's bodyguard, and you flank the spearman as well. Nice. Oh no, the worst unit made its way into the middle.
Victory will be ours.
Elrond, is it possible to sneak around the back of this house? Oh, yes, it totally is. Nice. Round we go. Up, 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 up the stairs we go. Into the chieftain's bodyguard over there. Now remember, Gil-galad's company cannot be stunned. They simply do not get stunned. That animation does not exist for them. So they will fight even when totally outnumbered. And I can show you what it looks like in action by just simply sitting here and watching. And you note that when they get hit, nothing happens. They just take it. So that guy just got hit. He just got hit again. You see, they just focus on their attack. They don't ever get stunned. That's all Relentless means. But it gives them it is very difficult to put into words how powerful it makes a unit. Because it means they can just non-stop attack. There is our Lord Elrond in his resplendent red armour. He's taken a few hits. He's covered in blood. In fact, they have lost quite a few, actually. But Chieftain's bodyguard...
They are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
Also, someone asked how you do this, so I will oblige. You need to pause the game, and then you can simply, using the left mouse button, double-click on any unit, and it will give you their stats. But it only works when the game is paused. But Dunland's Chieftain's Bodyguard are effective against armour, so their 9 attack actually brings down Gil-galad's company's defence by almost 8.5 points. Well, not 8.5, it is 8.5. So their total defence drops to around 27, 28... 26, that kind of region, with the armor piercing effect of the others. You, as I say, you have to pause the game to look at those stats, and if you pause the game, you only need to right click on your own unit cards, or again, you can double click on the unit on the map. Carry on. Eladan and/or Elrahir is not yet in the fight, though, is he? We don't really want to sneak him through. He is an excellent unit in melee, though, because the Dunedain have these fantastic-looking battle axes, and they are easily a solid unit to have in this field. They will hold their own with all these elves present. They will still do damage. Oh, Fiongun has fallen. Elrond has taken him down. Only Freka remains. 3 Chieftain's Bodyguard fight on. Some clan spearmen holding because they're in an advantageous position. Otherwise, this is it. This is everyone that's left. This is Dunland's last stand. Elrond changed sides. Wolf's pikes are giving us some trouble. Hit them in the back. Hit them hard. Here they come. Let's turn all of this off and just watch the splendor happen, shall we? They didn't really charge, but they're in. Wolf's pikes taking the blows. Standing in there is Huntmaster Freka. He only has 9 people left with him, and the pikes are keeping them alive. But our own pikes are pushing through. Speed it up. Freka's just standing still, idly doing nothing. He's blocking. He's trying to block the pikes, but they're prodding. They are prodding. Oh, he takes one to the gut. Dunedain is moving in for the blow. Oh, what a strike! Freka loses his balance.
Of the city.
He doesn't know which way to look. Gil-galad's company pressing in on the right now. He's cut off from his bodyguard. Eregian Smiths have carved their way through from the northern side, and Freka is
Let the
down.
crows have his miserable bones, and let our sword. The enemy army flees the field.
The hammer
Pursue and run
of the
them down.
Eregian Smith shatters the very spine of Huntmaster Freka.
Be
With his
awed
passing,
by the victory we have won here today.
the nation of Dunland crumbles. Beaten back into the hills of Dunland, they return to live off the scraps thrown to them by the wolves and crabine of the mountainside. A forgotten people, they will pass out of history now. They'll not be remembered for anything save their betrayal and treachery. As the entirety of humankind fights for its very existence, Dunland will be known as those who stood on the wrong side.
Claim it for the free peoples.
My lord.
But that is all they will be remembered for they are no more. Do we have enough to press on Isengard? I'm sure we do. Leave behind anything that doesn't really have many men left. The veterans have taken a lot of a beating, so have the Swordmasters. Cavalry there, you can stay. And the 30 Lindart. The rest of you, on to Isengard! Nope, we're not going to get Isengard. Rohan have already taken it. So, our Dunland conquest has succeeded. So, here is what I'm going to do. The next High Elf episode, I will probably contain... It will be 1 episode long, and it will be the last episode. It might be a little bit longer, but I'm not going to bother showing you all of the time of me recruiting the army to take Mithlond. So, next week, this is the last High Elf episode this week anyway. But next week then, I will have 1 episode, and in it will be 2 key battles. The fight to reclaim Mithlond. I'm not too bothered about Herumor. If he makes it down to Fort Harlond, then he makes it down to Harlond. Although, having said that, actually, this is the army we want to kill. So, if the Mithlond battle is going to be really anticlimactic, we'll ignore that. Killing Herumor is the task. So, there'll be a battle where I kill Herumor, and then, again, I'll replenish my army, rebuild, repair, and then the episode will end with the taking of Umbar. as will the campaign, as well as the episode. But for now, that is going to be all. I'm going to go and enjoy my dinner and then continue building the city of St. Aetius. But for now, and until we speak again, I do hope you've enjoyed this episode. I hope you're looking forward to the Réponse de Lyonesse campaign, as it will come out on... You're watching this on Wednesday, aren't you? So it will come out on Friday. But until we speak again, dear friends, Navar Naden Perimab Melonin, thank you very much for watching, and farewell.